All right, guys, we're going to, I'm out here at lunch today. I'm going to shoot. That's where I did the battlefield repair when this bolt fell out of my sight and it was dangling. I got it all put back together, you know, in the field, and now I'm going to shoot and see if it worked. And would I be able to kill something if I seen it? It's pretty windy out here today, but we're going to try it anyway. Pretty windy out here every day. So that was, we're at 90 right now. I know that the shots that are close will be fine because it doesn't have that, you know, I mean, I eyeballed it pretty much back to center. Just had to see. I went ahead and set it on 90. I was cutting everything 2 yards, you know, prior. But I went ahead and set it on 90 to see how it did. It looks good to me. My battlefield assessment would have killed the shit out of a bear. Bear killer, baby. Well, if I'd have had one at 90 yards. So here we go right here. First shot, been at work, took lunch, come out. Maybe a touch high. There we go right there. So, maybe a touch right, but there's a pretty hard wind blowing left to right now. And I put that one directly on 90. It really shot a little higher than I like. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the 2 yards like I was doing before. See if that puts it down there a little lower. And if so, we're in the money. I don't gotta do anything. But now that I know that damn screw can come out, like I always say, anything that can happen will fucking happen. So now, on that one, there's no way to take a picture of that unless there's really no way to take a picture and use it as a reference. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a, like I said, you know I don't like Sharpies because the paint comes off. So a lesson learned for me, I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna scratch a line across the top of it right here. I'll show you. You learn every day is all I can say. I'm gonna scratch a line right here. Oh no. So I'm gonna scratch a line across this and this so that I can match them up across there and there. And then I'm gonna do the same on the bottom. I'll scratch one from here to there and probably on the side too. I'll probably make 3 lines. One coming off the top, one coming off each side. That way if it shit ever comes loose, I have them up and down, left and right with no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and take another shot. I'm gonna cut it 2 yards. Take another shot. See if 2 yards is still my cut line. Probably end up doing. Yeah, I think that's money. I can see that from here already. Still a touch to the right, but I'm not too excited about moving my right and left right now because of the wind out here. what I may do is oh no, that's pretty good left and right. So I'm gonna leave it right there because there is a left to right wind in it. If anything, at 90 yards, that's maybe an inch right, and it's dead nuts in the heart. And I'll show you guys. So I was technically aiming right there, right up here, hit that seam, just break daylight with my pin. So what I do is, if this is my pin from 90 or from 70 on out, I bring it up till my pin hits that line, and when my pin breaks daylight between the belly line and the bottom of my pin, when I get it, I call it daylight, but once I can see a little bit of once I see, like right here I'm holding, as soon as I get a little bit of brown under that pin, would be like that, that's when I start my shot process as far as pulling and shooting. And my intentions are to always hit in the heart, right in here. Now for black bear, instead of cutting 2 yards like I'm doing on a deer, I'm going to cut 1 yard, sort of hit a little bit higher for a bear, because they have a lot of fat and hair down there. Yeah, so I'm not going to mess with my left and right now because of the wind, but what I will do is I'll take a shot right here at 40. So typically what I've learned over the years is 40 is a good in between. If you're hitting good at 20 and 30, you can still be left and right at 50, 60, 70 and on out. The further out you get, the further you could be, you know, left or right. But typically, for me, if I'm hitting center at 40, then my center at 20 is going to be good, and my center for long ranges is typically good, as long as I'm dead center at 40. Now, if I'm shooting a touch to the right here, this wind's not going to affect me because the wind's now blowing this way. I'm shooting with the wind at my back, so I shouldn't affect my left and right. So I'll take a couple shots there and see how that hits. Now, if I do hit right on this one, I will adjust my sight, but I'm not going to adjust it for that 90-yard shot because the wind's, I got a crosswind on that one. I'm gonna grab my bow. All right, we're gonna shoot one at 40 real quick. Just check my left and right. So, now this rangefinder that I'm shooting with is my backup. It's a Sig Sauer or Sig, whatever. I'm hunting with a Vortex this year. This one is different. This one will read it's 2 yards off. So I'm standing at 38, which should have my pin for 40, because based off of the rangefinder I'm hunting with, I just know that from comparing the two. Just make sure when you dial in with what you're going to hunt with. Unless you just know, like I know on that one. Up and down is perfect, as a hair right. So I'm going to go ahead and move my left and right just a little bit, because everything I'm shooting is touching it's just a touch to the right. I'm going to move it just a tiny hair. Second shot is the wrinkle crinkle fletching with a little bit of blue on it. This is going to be after I move my pin. We'll go look, but I think that's perfect. which should have everything money. Left and right money, up and down money. Everything is money. We'll just call it the bank. Here we go here. So you got first shot, I'm adjusting my pin, second shot. You can see the wrinkle fletching with a little bit of blue on it. So in conclusion, please guys, don't flip your camera over. Please guys, mess with your bows. Learn your bows. Don't be afraid to get a bow press if you can come up with one. Don't be afraid to take your strings loose, rotate them, put twists in your cables if you losing poundage. Put twists in your string if you need to adjust your peep. Take your sights apart, put them back together, mess with them, move that stuff around, learn your equipment, because when I was hunting Saturday and I realized my sight housing had came loose and spun around, I was able to put it back. I took a screw out of my, first I used a field point to put in there. It was a little bit too long. It wasn't tightened all the way up. But I was able to take a screw out of my quiver attachment, put it in there, put it where I felt like it should be, just based off of all me messing with it all the time. Put it where I felt like it should be, what I felt was centered. You witnessed the first shot here today. It would have killed the bear and it would have saved my hunt. I always talk about things to do to save your hunt. Battlefield repairs. When I was in the Army, we called it battlefield repairs. So battlefield repair, battlefield adjustments, in the woods repairs, in the woods adjustment, whatever you want to call it. I'll be able to have anything you need. And I learned something new by that damn screw coming out. I've never had that happen, but it did. So now I've come up with a plan to combat that by marking it with, I'm gonna etch in 3 marks with a razor knife, one sticking up, one out to the side, one out to the side, on the top and on the bottom. That way, if any one of them come loose or whatever, I can always line them back up. I have 6 marks that I can line up, 3 for the top, 3 for the bottom, and I'll be golden. It's just stuff like that is what's going to save your hunt. You could imagine, we went in there Saturday. I hiked in with a 81 pound backpack, set up tents, cleared out snow, cleared out the brush, hiked in the next day another couple miles, got on the first black bear. Now I didn't get to get a shot at him because the snow was so crunchy. There was no hope of sneaking up on him. But had I been able to, I would have been able to kill him. But if I would have just been a regular guy that was scared to mess with his bow and would rather take it to a bow shop, my hunt would have been over, and all that work getting in there would have been for nothing. So don't be afraid to mess with your bows and learn your bow. If you have to, start with an old bow, get it dialed in, take it apart, put it back together, get it dialed in, take it apart, put it back together, get it dialed in, and learn your equipment so that you can make repairs in the field. And equipment that we buy, we pay a lot of money for, like $300 for this sight, is not able to sabotage our hunt. You know, we want to control our own destiny, right? It's very important when it comes to hunting. You don't get a lot of opportunities, and when they show up, you want to be able to capitalize. So anyway, I made it back to work. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. All right, check this out. all I gotta do is put my hinges and latches on there and it'll be done. This is for my stovepipe. Gotta put rivets here, here, and here. And I have my fold up hot tent stove. I'm gonna get all thread drill hole here, run it all the way through so it'll have legs on it. And I'm gonna leave it about 6 inches off the ground. So it'll be setting up, you know, something like that. Money, baby. Oh, and put the door on, of course.